Octagon News.
Khabib Nurmagomedov has revealed a hospital scan of the broken toe that threatened to derail his thrilling comeback win over Justin Gaethje at UFC 254, sharing a snap of the scan alongside a photo of his badly swollen foot. The rematch between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier is not yet official, but the Irishman seems to be preparing for the challenge as if it is. McGregor and Poirier first fought in the featherweight division in 2014, with the former winning by first-round knockout. Over the last few weeks, they've been linked to a rematch. While the fight has still not been officially announced, McGregor seems to be hard at work in the gym preparing for a southpaw boxer, just like Dustin. Jon Jon says there is no way Khabib can be considered the GOAT of MMA. After Khabib defeated Justin Gaethje by second-round submission to defend his lightweight title at UFC 254, he announced his retirement from the sport. He rode off into the sunset at 29 victories and 0 losses, and many are now putting him in the conversation as the greatest ever. However, longtime UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jon isn't having any of that.
I'm talking to all you Khabib fans out there. 15 world titles to your guys 4. And you guys are really talking about who's the best fighter ever? You guys are joking, right? 15-4? Are you guys kidding me? The only person that could possibly come back and challenge my record and what I've done in the UFC is possibly Georges St. Pierre. He would have to come back and win 2 championship fights to tie me. And I'm not even retired yet. I'm 33 years old. I got a whole nother chapter to go through. You guys are nuts. I love you guys so much. Hope you guys all have a great day. 15 world championships to 4. And if all you guys are going with this he's more dominant argument, the guy just recently started fighting elite level competition. Could you imagine me against the number 10th ranked guy?
Here, I'll say right here now, he wanted it on Tuesday, I'll give it to him on Monday. He is the pound for pound king. I have voted every month. I vote for ESPN.com. It's myself, Brett Okamoto, Mark Raimondi, Jeff Wagenheim. And up until this point, I gave it to Jon Jon. This is the first time I'm giving it to Khabib because of how Jon has looked as of late. I thought he lost to Dominic Reyes, and because of how great Khabib has looked. Khabib is the pound for pound king, but of course he's no more, but I'm still going to give it to him for now. He's the man. He's the pound for pound king. Now, the GOAT discussion is interesting. And speaking of Jon Jon, Jon, from me to you, my friend, from me to you, I won't even ask you about it, DC. Just from me to you, Jon, read the room, my man. Read the room. Like everyone is praising Khabib on Saturday. I know you feel a little slighted, but the litany of tweets telling everyone why you're the best, like save that for next week, my guy. Read the room. Give Khabib his day. Give him his time in the sun, and state your case. I thought that was poor form on Jon Jon's part. Really, like, just give the guy his moment.
That might be the best Nurmagomedov takedown I've ever seen, to a back control, to a fake head and arm triangle, to a chair sit, to a S-mount, to a triangle. He did it all in 22 seconds. I said it on Twitter yesterday. It's true. That ending sequence, the fight ending sequence, belongs in the Louvre. Not merely because it was 22 seconds from the initial attempt at the takedown to the submission finish. Not merely because it was beautiful to watch. But more importantly, he goes for the double, gives up on the double just to get Gaethje to plant. When Gaethje plants, takes the back, goes to mount, fakes the head and arm triangle, and everything else. It was this kind of sequence that only somebody who has total mastery of the game can do. And he did it, BC, without any ground and pound. Not one punch, elbow, hammer fist, nothing thrown on the ground. it was almost, I'm not going to say completely different Khabib. He's tried that sequence in other fights, including other UFC fights, and then in the regional scene. But it was like Khabib was, he took his time to get the takedown, but then in the first round anyway, but then when he decided it was time, he was rushing to get that thing over with. And because of the massive skill differential, he was able to do it in one of the most unique, brilliant, frankly unheard of ways I've ever seen in my life.
A new era in the UFC lightweight division is on the horizon after Khabib Nurmagomedov's retirement announcement. Although the promotion has yet to officially acknowledge the title's vacant, all signs point to that coming soon with a new champion set to be crowned thereafter. According to John McCarthy, lightweight is arguably the deepest weight class in the sport, and immediately there are a number of title fight competitors, including Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, Tony Ferguson, and Michael Chandler.
Tony Ferguson sitting there. And I think Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler is the fight to make.
Great.
I think that's a great fight. I think I can understand where Tony doesn't want that fight. And I'm not saying Tony doesn't want it because he's afraid of Michael Chandler. That's not it.
Tony's not afraid of anybody.
Exactly. But I think Tony looks at it and goes, there's no real upside for me if I beat Chandler because he's never had a fight in the UFC, so he's really not established. That's not going to do me any good. But I think it would do him good because the UFC has put Chandler in that position, making him the alternate for this fight if it didn't happen, if one of the guys fell out. And also believing in him. You know what? If you have a good performance against him, I think that puts you in that contention for what I would say would be, you're going to have, I think you're right, Conor versus Dustin Poirier is going to be changed to a championship fight.
There's no doubt. I don't believe there's any doubt about that.
Whoever wins that is going to be the 155-pound champion. And then you have on the other side, you've got Hooker sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
And, you can put Hooker against a couple of different guys, but I think you put Hooker against Gaethje.
Yeah.
Both coming off of losses. Hooker's coming off a loss to Poirier. Gaethje now coming off a loss to Khabib. But Tony versus
Chandler,
Hooker versus Gaethje. You have the champion sitting there. Those guys fight for it. Either Conor or Dustin becomes your champion. And then whoever wins between those two, have them match up. They get the championship fight.
I think we saw a Khabib Nurmagomedov walking down and trying to get into a fist fight, a firefight with one of the scariest strikers, not just in the lightweight division, but in the UFC as a whole, in mixed martial arts as a whole. Justin Gaethje to stand in front of is one of the scariest individuals to get into a firefight with. And what we saw was Khabib Nurmagomedov walking forward, chin up, chest out, with reckless abandon in front of one of the scariest guys in all of the UFC. So, and I just kept waiting for him to push Justin up against the cage and take the shot, and he really didn't. We were seeing him get Justin up to the black line, the danger zone as we call it, and then throw a knee, throw an uppercut, throw an overhand right, fake the leg, and then throw something. We didn't see him go for those takedowns right away. We didn't see him take that. We kind of saw one scramble takedown in the first round attempt, but then we didn't actually see the actual takedown until 40 seconds left in the first round. And then once he got that takedown kind of quick in the second, that was after walking Justin Gaethje down. He hit that mounted triangle, and it was a thing of beauty. If you really think about what Khabib has gone through, you didn't just lose your dad, your coach, your mentor, your hero, the being that you look up to here on earth. He lost everything in that man when he lost his father a couple months ago. So the pressure, the weight that he must have felt, we were very, as Dana said, we were very lucky to even watch him compete one more time tonight, let alone ever again. But I think, the consensus was all of us thought he was going to at least fight this fight and one more fight. But, when he made a vow, he said, when I made a vow, my word is my word, and he put it away. So put the gloves in the middle of the octagon. But I think Dana was just as surprised as everyone else. But I know it puts me in a really nice, interesting situation coming right into the organization, and now we have a vacant lightweight title.